Well, hey everybody, happy whatever day it is. It's Wednesday, yay, hump day. I want to talk about the 7-step method, which could apply to any type of work, to landing, but I'm going to talk about this specifically, the paralegal job, the career. So let's get started, okay? You might want to write some of these down. The first one is very interesting to me because it says, decide exactly what you want. Now, you may think, well, I want a paralegal job. That's a no-brainer. But the thing is, hi, everybody. Thanks for being here with me live, by the way, and on replay. So, hey, Jennifer, good to see you. So deciding exactly what you want. I am amazed that Google doesn't come to the forefront when we are thinking about how to search for things, but it has to. You absolutely have to have that as one of your tools. So when you're looking at those areas of law, you've heard me say this so many times, hi Ro, is decide, and it may be that you won't be able to decide for sure 100% until you're in the field for a while to know what area of law really makes you want to go to work every day. And it may be that you have to dabble in several areas like I did before you come to that decision. When I started, there weren't a lot of places to search. Now there are. Google is right there for you. So do some homework. What do you want exactly? Don't put your head in the sand about it. Go do your homework and research certain areas of law. Some of you have already done this to the nth degree, and that's great. Keep notes in your notebook about those areas of law. Where did you find that information? Bookmark it in your browser so that you don't have to try to guess where it was later. Okay, those are all good moves that you do as a paralegal. Okay, we research and then we bookmark it. Maybe double up on our, so that we can find it later and also write it down, things that are just so valuable that I want to find it again. Number 2, write everything down. I say that all the time in a notebook. Have pages dedicated to one area of law, or maybe even a cheap Dollar Tree notebook just for the one area of law, and put all your research in there, or save it on the computer. Bookmark the websites you find, and then anything you find, links, that type of thing, you can save them in a Word doc and save it under a folder called, I don't know, criminal law, family law, business law, whatever you're researching, okay? Number 3, set a deadline if possible to achieve your goal. I know it's a little tougher right now, but the job market for paralegals will burst wide open. And it's not that I can guarantee it, but I really believe that because of, unfortunately, financial difficulties that people will have. And those lawyers that specialize in trying to foreclose on people, and the lawyers on the opposite side trying to stop it, will be the lawyers that try to stop it are bankruptcy lawyers. So if you've been inside, and I recommend it, the Paralegal Subscriber Hub, and if you haven't, you can scroll down. I'll try to post the link again tonight to look at the videos in there that are in the hub. Okay, I'll post the video later, the link later. Okay, so number 4 is make a list of everything you can think of that would help you achieve your goal. What do you have to do to get there? Excuse me. How will you get to the point where you'll be able to explain to an attorney what you can do to help him or her? What will get you to that point? That is one of the most important questions to answer. So, and that includes, like, as I just said, you're going to bookmark in your browser the website you're finding that you want to refer back to. And you're going to have a notebook full of information, but kind of segregate that information, like have it in areas of law or topics so that you don't have to read through pages of stuff. That will help you be a better paralegal too. Okay, number 5, organize your list by sequence and priority. Like, what do you have to do right now to educate yourself? And I don't know, you know what I always say this. It doesn't mean school. It doesn't have to mean school. It can mean school or a certificate, but that doesn't mean the door swings wide open because you have those. You have to be able to say to the attorney how you can help them in a practical way every single day. So, in order to get to this end game, this end goal, what do you have to do? And that isn't guessing, that is planning. Okay? Number 6, take action on your plan ASAP. If you start to put distance between you and the plan, you won't do it. It's procrastination. What's procrastination rooted in? It's rooted in fear. And that means I don't believe I can do it because I've been told all my life that I won't be able to achieve it. So that type of mindset has to shift. It absolutely has to shift into, why can't I do it? Just because somebody doesn't have a belief about themselves that's worth anything, I will do it. And it's not that we need to prove ourselves to anybody else. We have to prove ourselves to ourselves. Okay? And it doesn't mean that because how you were raised or what happened in the past has to dictate your future. Boom. Bam. Okay? All right. So take action on your plan. Don't put a lot of distance between you and that, being in overwhelm. And, oh, there's so much to this. I didn't imagine it. Yes, there's a lot to being a paralegal. There's a lot to the everyday work we do. Number 7 is do something every single day, I don't care how small it is, that will move you forward and not keep you stuck. So what is that? What is it? If you sit there and you say, I don't know, then you're stuck. If you say, okay, I can go research some areas of law, another bam moment. If you are lacking in anything technically, like Microsoft Word or Excel, I would say even if you don't like Excel, learn just some beginning things. Like, how do you do a title? How do you put a title of a spreadsheet in Excel? How do you put headers in? It's really not that difficult. The beginning parts of Excel, I don't like it either. But you should add that, do the very basic and add it to your resume. Get the advanced skills in Microsoft Word. Don't skid by just to make it easy. Push yourself and add that to the resume. You don't need to say every single thing about the advanced skills you learned. You can just put basic and advanced skills, but make sure that you do know how to do it, because on the job is not the time to learn. You won't have all the time in the world to do that. It's not like, coffee moments and then, I think I'll do this right now. It is push, push, push all day long. So how will you get there? It doesn't have to be an elaborate plan. It doesn't have to be 20 steps. It can be 5 steps. But what is your plan? So get that notebook out and write it down and commit to it. And then look at each point of it and go, okay, well, what do I have to do to improve in those areas? What do I have to do to be better? in Microsoft Word, in Excel, even PowerPoint, beginning PowerPoint, if you can learn that. Because some attorneys do presentations. Hold on, I've got a call coming in and I'm going to decline it. Bye. Okay. Some attorneys like to do presentations, and the fact that you know PowerPoint might be the reason they hire you, besides the other Microsoft Word and beginning Excel. So jazz up that resume by adding those things, and don't think that you're not bright enough to do it. You absolutely are. I once thought that I could never learn to drive a stick shift because the teacher I had was atrocious. And I did something that most people would not do, is I bought a VW Beetle and didn't know how to drive it. I did that on purpose because I was forcing myself out of that misery of not believing in myself. And I had an uncle who taught me, and we drove around the block 2 times. And I'm not saying I didn't stall out the next day. I did, right at a toll booth in New Jersey. But I just did what I said, what if I stall out? What do I do? Just stop and start again. And that's what you do. And when you're going towards this goal, is there will be days when you don't believe you're going to get there. Just let that day go and chalk it up to it's just an off day. And the rest of the days of that week have to be doing something that will propel you forward. That's when you start to see light at the end of the tunnel. But if you don't push yourself and you let those voices come in that were said to you growing up, you'll never do this, you'll never do that, or you said it to yourself, then no, you'll be stuck. So there's a choice though. This being stuck is a choice. Moving forward is a choice. When I saw that I was deficient in certain things in my first job in the legal field, I had to fix it. I didn't understand what anybody was talking about. And so, because it was my first job, and that's normal, but I had to fix that. And I didn't know what a plaintiff was. That's why I tell you to go to my website and get a bar chart and order a bar chart, through there. And it's paralegalcoffeetalk.com, and look for bar charts. Get the legal terminology bar chart. I've got it on the seat of my car right now. I carry it with me when I have a question about something, just looking up. But I had no idea what certain words meant. That helped. I had a small dictionary because there were no such thing as bar charts then. But I would recommend that, and you can carry it with you. You don't memorize everything in the world. You'll just be so used to using this type of language in the legal field that it will be second nature to you after about 6 months to a year. And then you'll start using it in your everyday life, and your family will be wondering what happened. So give yourself that space. But even if it's one little thing every day, I want you to push yourself forward, pat yourself on the back, write it down so you can look back at that list and think to yourself, wow, look at what I've achieved in this short amount of time. And now's the time to do it, right now. As we're in a slowdown with this job openings right now. But I know people, somebody emailed me yesterday that's been on the page here, and saying that they just landed a job. And I am so beyond thrilled for her. So people are hiring now. It's not that everything is shut down, but boy, this is not a person who had any legal experience, see? So there's hope out there. There's hope, but you have to be able to answer that question. Excuse me. How can you help the attorney? And the more you know, the more power you have in that resume and cover letter. Excuse me. So I'm going to sign off for now. I hope this was helpful. The only way to get somewhere is by planning a route and not doing it haphazardly. Okay. And this is the way. So have a great one. Let me know if you have any questions whatsoever and post them on the page, and I'll be glad to answer those for you. Take care. Bye.